Hello again. So back again for another episode. Sort of a nice catch up. So hope everyone's okay. Anyone's sort of liking, subscribing. By all means, feel free to contact me via sort of comments or sort of any other means if you want to talk. Once again, stressing back to the first episode, this is a free, happy, innocent sort of space for me to open up about what I do, but would like sort of other people to sort of try and be able to do the same or feel comfortable enough to, if they would like to. Obviously, certain stages of sort of things, whether people are comfortable, whether they want to or not, that's entirely up to them. But safe space here if anyone wants to talk. But yes, back to the episode. So it's not been quite as exciting as the previous week. There's not been any big gigs or stag do's to go on. I mean, there will be a gig lined up later this week, which I'll speak about next time. So that'll be something to look forward to. But I suppose most of this week, the week that's just passed, has been getting back into work, back into a routine, if you will. Just head down and focused at work. Not necessarily getting up to too much outside of work. No sort of going out drinking and gallivanting and doing what have you. It's just been heads down, get cracking, work on yourself, get your head right. So this is sort of very much sort of in work and in life, being able to just sort of head down and get on with things. However, obviously some days it's easier than others. I suppose being able to get my head down and focus on other aspects of my life as well. So for example, over the last couple of weeks, I've struggled to go to the gym quite as regularly as I used to, which used to be something that was really good for my own headspace, which always meant something more than like, oh, well, it's more for your head than your body. I mean, obviously it benefits both, but it's always benefit my headspace more than body. And then like after a few weeks, if there's any noticeable definitional difference, you sort of more endorphins, more positivity, and positivity building on positivity, and it's good. It's not necessarily something that I've been able to do with sort of things going on. Should it be work? Should it be family matters or friends matters, or probably even international football tournament currently, I suppose. So this is obviously something that is needs to sort of be worked on and can be sort of mentioned on a bit later on. So throughout my work week, I have primarily been working in the office, finishing off my project as mentioned in previous weeks, sort of up in Scotland, which was a very long and just, it was a very long project. It's not what you'd necessarily call difficult, maybe fiddly, maybe just a little bit of frustration in yourself, sort of thinking, I should be doing this quicker, I should be doing that quicker, I should be doing better at this. That's fine. Just go at your own pace. If you're doing rubbish, I'm sure the manager or someone like that will probably tell you if you are or not. Thankfully, haven't had that yet. Fingers crossed. So then obviously going back on to doing other sites, so doing a topographical survey within Essex back on the sort of summer days, and this is obviously the peak time, the perfect time to be going out onto a site. It's sort of not a strict sort of building site, it's a big sort of empty one where you can obviously ensure your own safety, walk through it, go at your own pace, take your time. enjoy the weather, enjoy the time, make sure obviously get everything done correctly, which obviously was done and worked on the tan as well, I suppose. Which one of the weirdest compliments I've got is the fact that I'm someone that naturally tans very well, but I didn't really know how to take that as a compliment. I suppose. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. Besides that, it's been I've finished drawing that survey work up within CAD, having processed it, and then moving on to helping other people with other projects to ensure that everyone gets done as it's within the office space. It's a team game. One person struggles, sort of it's felt we all sort of struggle, so you want to help out. So it's been helping someone within sort of working on CAD, someone else's project. So this is sort of unfamiliar territory when you're drawing up someone else's work that's been surveyed, because this is not a site or an area that you yourself have visited. So you've got to do your best with the means at hand, any photos of sites. Is there anything you can see on Google Maps, for example? Anything like that, anything and everything to help yourself. Obviously, you're trying to refer back to those that have been on site and hoping, obviously, they've got a very good memory. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's a bit of a mixed bag, as it were. So, I mean, that's sort of something that I've finished the working week with, and I've started this current week with, but I can go into that more next week. So, besides that, then we've had the sort of getting to the weekend where it's not been going out doing anything too exciting. It's been focusing on the house, focusing on the garden. When it comes to mowing a very horrible lawn, to hoovering, to just sort of cleaning and just washing up, potentially preparing for more work within the garden, sort of buying materials for it. So I was getting some more fence posts in, looking at some paint, some sort of rope, and doing a few other little bits to sort of move on to the next project. However, as someone that's not necessarily very confident in their own DIY skills, although I'm sure I could do some of these things, it's always requiring sort of help and assistance as someone that, if it's not my area of expertise, I would rather double check with someone that understands it, or how even appears to understand it a bit more. So, I mean, that's my plan, sort of, in the next coming weeks, to actually obviously get assistance as and where I can to finish off those sort of projects, and then just keep work within the house sort of ticking over while sort of maintaining sort of the cleaning, the tidying up, which, having done quite a good chunk of things last weekend, should be slightly less jobs, or the jobs shouldn't be quite as big sort of in the following weeks. And then after that, so I suppose in the evening for that, I managed to just have some time to relax, to be able to switch off. When it gets to 5:30, 6ish, obviously you're not working at work schedule, that's the time you switch off. I'm going to cook some food, get that sorted out, hop on and play games sort of with a few friends. It was primarily Apex Legends. It's a game that I've racked up a few hours in, not necessarily very good. This is also something that I'd like to potentially sort of share with other people, because I want to look at doing more things than just this, whether it is whatever fads or trends, whether it's GoPros or streaming video games or anything like that. I want to be able to do more and different things. I'm requiring a little bit of feedback there, as I'm not naturally always the most creative individual in the world. So by all means, please get me in the comments, suggest something. I will consider this within reason. I don't want to kill myself very early on. Be much appreciated. Back to the point. I'm unable to currently stream or go live, as it were, within YouTube due to the lack of subscribers. So this is the point where I can get bashing saying sort of like, subscribe, share, get your friends involved. I want to try and hit that 50 marks, then I can start being able to share, being able to do more with everyone else, sort of share what's going on in my life with everyone else. So please, if anyone can help out with that, that would be absolutely amazing. Enough about plugging myself, I suppose. We had Sunday afterwards. Now this is where I've managed to successfully go back to the gym. This is the one day in the week, so early Sunday morning. It's very good. Felt very rusty. This is something I haven't done in a while, not sort of a few weeks. Just for practicing weightlifting. Obviously, my technique is very rusty and very shoddy. This is probably not something I'm going to show now, as I'm not quite sure on the space and my attire and my ability to actually do it well, most of all. So that might be something I can sort of show later on in further videos as I'm sort of building confidence back up within the movements now I go about doing things. But for now, it's the stepping stone. It's now time to get back to try and look to do 3-4 times a week. Ideally, it's sort of what I used to do, it's sort of what I enjoy, and it always cleared my head, and it's something that we need to keep pushing towards. After that, shower down, off for a friend's birthday. So just going to Nando's. It's not necessarily always my first choice. I suppose I don't know what my first choice restaurant is as someone that doesn't necessarily go out very much. I mean, it's chicken, it's nice chicken, I guess. So more than that, it's just more about the company, really, more than anything that makes it. But no, it was really sort of lovely. I don't know what to say. Like, I wouldn't. With meals like that, it was never bad. There's a certain level of consistency. It's not going to be 10 out of 10, but it's going to be that 7 or 8. You know what you're getting, and it's to a good standard, and you sort of have to, you appreciate that, and you sort of enjoy that. I've not necessarily worked out what my 10 out of 10 restaurant is. Someone that likes food quite a lot, happy to eat most things. So after that, so I went to the pub with sort of a few of those friends to soak up the atmosphere for the England game, which I'll go more on to later in the week. But that is something I'm potentially looking at doing more. Instead of just watching a game at home, you want to do it with some company or some friends or sort of a group, because you sort of, that raw emotion, that passion, that energy, and you just got to love it. You sort of sharing the highs and the lows. Thankfully, obviously, this one was a high. It was a bit of a slog. But it was very much an enjoyable experience. Hopefully, a few more to come throughout the tournament. But no, that should wrap up my week. Thank you. I'd sort of like to stress the point over liking and subscribing. I know I see a lot of other YouTubers doing it, but granted, they probably don't have the same issues and have a fair bit more clout than I do. So, by means, like, share, subscribe. Let's sort of get everything going. Let's build it all up. So my happy song for this week is going to lean into my taste in country at the moment, which is just growing stronger and stronger every week. So it will be Pour Me a Drink by Post Malone, which features Blake Shelton. I've started to really enjoy Post Malone's turn into country music. I wouldn't necessarily listen to him a lot before this sort of changed, but it wasn't necessarily down to it being bad, or just, I suppose it's just different. And so sort of him getting into this sort of musical genre, I really appreciate, I really like. So I hope you also enjoy it, and it gives you a really good feel-good feeling. Thank you very much. I'll see you later in the week.